Hello and a warm greeting from Scotland Itinerary, here in Bonnie, Scotland. We create detailed travel itineraries for your day trips or longer breaks across Scotland. This is our very first video itinerary of many to come, and in this video we will walk you through an itinerary so that you can enjoy a great day out in Edinburgh despite the current COVID restrictions in place. We have to say this has been one of our most challenging itineraries to create due to restricted opening times, and some businesses have even closed. However, we have achieved it. As you may be aware, on 2nd of November, the Scottish Government introduced a 5-tier system of COVID protection levels. The lowest level is 0 and the highest level with the most restrictions is level 4. At the time of this video, Edinburgh is in level 3. Thankfully, many famous sites, attractions and places to eat still remain open, although you might feel a bit restricted if you enjoy an alcoholic drink or a good swally, as we say here in Scotland. For a full guide to Scotland's tier system and how to keep yourself safe, we recommend you visit the Scottish Government's website. To help you easily access this information, we have created a resources page which will give you the link to the Scottish Government's website, plus all the links you'll need to book tickets or to reserve tables at the places to see and eat featured in this itinerary. You will find the link to the resources page below this video. In this link you will also find a printable version of this itinerary, plus maps showing the location of all the places we feature, so you can easily navigate your way around. Throughout this video, we also highlight to you the estimated costs so you know how much the day out will cost you. We hope we've covered everything, but if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below this video and we'll be happy to help. It's important for you to know that we haven't been influenced by any commissions from businesses we feature in this video. The eateries and attractions included in this itinerary have been included purely with your satisfaction in mind and to give you the best experience. It is more important than ever to make bookings in advance, as spaces are reduced due to having to comply with social distancing measures. We will let you know the estimated times to book each attraction or eatery so you can be well prepared. All attractions we have listed have appropriate social distancing measures in place, and the places to eat have gluten-free and vegan options on their menus. You will be getting around on foot in this itinerary, so please wear comfortable shoes. Stilettos definitely are not an option for Edinburgh's cobbled streets, and take a bottle of water to keep yourself hydrated. With regards to what to wear, the Scottish weather is unpredictable, so our recommendation is to wear layered clothing, such as a t-shirt, then a jumper and then a coat on top, preferably waterproof, or take an umbrella. Then just layer off and on to suit the temperature. We've also included a link to the weather forecast on our resources page so you can plan your wardrobe ahead of time. And don't forget to pack your phone or camera, as there will be plenty of photo opportunities as you walk around. Walking time between places on this itinerary is about 45 minutes and the distance is approximately 2 miles. This doesn't include the time or distance that you will be spending walking around the attractions. The plan for the day is a day out in Edinburgh's Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Your day will start with breakfast at 9:30 AM and finish around 6 PM. We have assumed you are already in Edinburgh due to the 9:30 AM start. However, if you are travelling into the city, we have some information on how to get there. If you plan on taking your car to Edinburgh, the cheapest way to park is to leave it at one of the 7 park and ride locations around Edinburgh, or park it in the city centre. For the park and ride, you can park for free at one of the 7 locations and you just pay your bus fare into the city and back. Trams are operating from Ingliston Park. For the bus, buy your ticket on board from the driver. Use exact change or contactless with your card to pay for your tickets. The one-way flat fare for adults is £1.80. Child fares are 90p for children aged between 5 and 15 years old. To avoid a £10 fare, for the tram you must buy your ticket before you board from one of the ticket machines located on the platform. The machines accept coins and cards. Journeys take about 30 minutes or more depending on where you choose to park. If taking the tram, when you reach Edinburgh, take the nearest available stop to Edinburgh Waverley Station to get to the Old Town. We have included links to timetables for the bus and tram services on our resources page. Car parking can be expensive in the city. There is a really good website called Parkopedia. You just enter the dates and times of your journey and it will show you available parking spaces and prices. It is best to book your parking space in advance before setting off so you are guaranteed a space. When we drive to Edinburgh, we park at the NCP Holyrood, which is about a 5-minute walk to the Royal Mile. The standard price is £20 for 24 hours, but if you sign up and become a member, you get 10% off, so the parking cost reduces to £18 a day. If you are travelling by train, take a train to Edinburgh Waverley Station, the main station serving Edinburgh. It is a Victorian station with some beautiful architecture. For train fares and timetables, you can visit Trainline. Buying your tickets in advance can reduce the price. It will also avoid queuing for tickets at the station. We actually missed a train due to waiting in queues at ticket machines. If it is a better option for you to take a taxi, Uber usually works out to be the cheapest option. Or you can use the local cab company, City Cabs. If you book via their app, you can save 20% off on all your journeys. So now you are in Edinburgh and you'll be ready to get started with some breakfast. Aim for breakfast around 9:30 AM as your next stop is Edinburgh Castle and the plan is to be there for 11 AM. We recommend 2 breakfast options just off the Royal Mile, the Edinburgh Larder or M's Kitchen. The Edinburgh Larder Cafe pride themselves on using fresh local ingredients in their menu. It has an excellent reputation and has won many awards over the years. Email them at least 24 hours in advance to book your table. Prices start at £3.95 for a breakfast bat filled with a traditional Scottish breakfast item such as black pudding or haggis, or you can try a bowl of traditional Scottish porridge with all the trimmings for £4.95. M's Kitchen is a lovely compact cafe serving breakfast and brunches. You better have an appetite for a serving of their fluffy homemade pancakes. Prices start at £2.75 for a breakfast bat filled with a traditional Scottish breakfast item. Our favourite is the pancakes with streaky bacon and maple syrup for £6.95. We thought this was really good value for money given the portion size. Next stop after breakfast is the castle. Try to get to the castle by 11 AM and spend a couple of hours there. This will give you time to see most of the highlights. This timing will take you nicely up to 1 PM so you can experience the firing of the 1 o'clock gun. To get to the castle, walk up the High Street, followed by Lawn Market and then on to Castle Hill. These streets are all part of what is known as the Royal Mile. It is called the Royal Mile as it runs between 2 significant locations in the royal history of Scotland, those being Edinburgh Castle and Holyrood Palace. Holyrood Palace is the official residence of Queen Elizabeth II in Scotland. This is also a worthy attraction for you to visit on another day. The total length of the streets between the castle and the palace is almost exactly a mile, hence why it's called the Royal Mile. You'll see that the Royal Mile is the busiest tourist street in the Old Town. It's worth pointing out some of the sights you'll see along the way on your walk up to the castle. The first one is the City Chambers. This is a grand building surrounding a courtyard and fronted by archways. In the courtyard, you'll see golden handprints engraved on the flagstones of the courtyard. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you'll see J.K. Rowling's handprints on one of the first flagstones on the left in recognition of winning the Edinburgh Award back in 2008. In fact, Joanne wrote many of the Harry Potter books in Edinburgh's cafes. The City Chambers was originally opened in 1760 as the Royal Exchange for merchants to transact their business. Today it is used as the meeting place for Edinburgh City Council. It was also used as a filming location in Braveheart. In the movie, the City Chambers was used as the interior of Mornay's Castle. Across from the City Chambers, you will see the imposing St Giles Cathedral, the High Kirk of Edinburgh, which dates back to the 14th century. Unfortunately, it's closed to visitors at the moment, but it's certainly worthy of a photo opportunity. You can listen to podcasts on their website, which gives you a fascinating insight into the history of the church. We'll also put a link to these on our resources page. Opposite St Giles, you will spot the entrances to Advocates' Close and Mary King's Close. A close is the Scottish term for an alleyway, and there are 70 closes in total branching off from the Royal Mile, consisting of small alleyways or courtyards. Advocates' Close is thought to date back to 1544 and was named after the last advocate of Scotland. If you look down Advocates' Close, it has an amazing view over to Princes Street and the Scots Monument. This is the Gothic tower commemorating the work of Sir Walter Scott. One of the most interesting closes and an extremely popular tourist attraction is the 17th century Mary King's Close. This close was named after the daughter of the advocate to Mary Queen of Scots. It is said that during a plague outbreak in the middle of the 17th century, Mary King's Close was used to quarantine plague victims to contain the spread of the disease. The close was bricked up, leaving the victims to die inside. Mary King's Close now has the reputation of being haunted. One famous ghost is a little girl called Annie, who is said to be heartbroken because she has lost her favourite doll. There is now a room full of gifts left by visitors from all over the world for her. Mary King's Close is currently closed in November 2020, but it is planned to open again in December. If you do plan to go on another day, 1-hour tours are guided by a costumed character based on a resident that once lived there. Continuing up the Royal Mile, on the right-hand side, you will come to the statue of David Hume, an 18th century Scottish philosopher born in Edinburgh. You'll notice that his toe is particularly shiny. As soon as the statue was erected in 1997, philosophy students rubbed his toe for luck and wisdom. Now it has become tradition for tourists to do the same. Just past the Royal Bank of Scotland on the left is another close named after its former resident William Brodie, known by his title Deacon Brodie. He was a respected member of society by day, but a house thief at night. It is said that Brodie's double life was the inspiration for Edinburgh author Robert Louis Stevenson's infamous character Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which was published a century later. Deacon Brodie was hanged for his crimes in front of a crowd of 40,000 people at the age of 46 at the old toll booth in front of St Giles Cathedral. Continue up to the castle, keeping to the right at the fork, which leads you from Lawn Market onto Castle Hill. You will then emerge onto Edinburgh Castle's esplanade, which is the setting for the famous Royal Edinburgh military tattoo. For your information, the next one is planned from the 6th to the 28th of August 2021. The views over the city are stunning from the esplanade. This is an excellent place to take a few photos. Ahead of you is the castle resting on Castle Rock, which has been dominating Edinburgh's skyline for the past 900 years. With more than 2 million visitors annually, Edinburgh Castle is the most visited tourist attraction in Scotland. At the moment, tickets have been reduced, as not all areas of the castle are open. This is to protect your safety and physical distancing. However, there is still plenty to see. Adult tickets start at £15.50 and child tickets are £9.30 for 5 to 15-year-olds. Remember to book online in advance. Here's a wee money-saving tip. If you are planning to do some more touring around Scotland, you could consider a Historic Scotland membership, which includes free entry to historic Scotland sites, including Edinburgh Castle. Their members' handbook lists all the attractions you can visit for free once you buy a membership. You'll see there is plenty to see and do, so if you visit a few attractions, you will soon recoup the membership cost. At Edinburgh Castle, you'll easily be able to spend a couple of hours taking in the highlights, including the Great Hall completed for King James IV back in 1511. You can just imagine the grand banquets that must have taken place here. The highlight of any trip to the castle is the firing of the 1 o'clock gun. If you're not prepared for it, it can make you jump out your skin. We have included a map of the layout of Edinburgh Castle on our resources page, so you will easily be able to find the location of the gun. Around the castle you will find information boards to help you understand the history over the years and identify Edinburgh's landmarks from its viewpoints. You can look out from the battlements across Edinburgh, the Firth of Forth and on to Fife. On a clear day you can see the famous Forth bridges. After a couple of hours of fascinating Scottish history, it's time for a beverage and a light lunch. Then you can head round to the next stop in the itinerary, the National Museum of Scotland, which is only a 10-minute walk from the castle. If you fancy a light lunch or a coffee, aim for 1:15 p.m. at either the Hula Juice Bar and Eatery or Peerless Cafe. There's no need to book in advance as they operate on a first-come, first-served basis. Hula has an interesting concept. It would like to be considered as an island in the city where you can enjoy really tasty food and drinks that nourish your body at the same time. This is a really good option if you need to feel like you're doing your body some good after a bit of indulgence. Hula's menu is great for special dietary requirements, especially a vegan diet. Lunch specials with a sourdough sandwich and soup of the day is £7.95, or try one of their Hula bowls starting at £6.95 for a bowl of pure goodness. Just around the corner, Peerless Cafe has lovely views of Grassmarket's tall buildings and cobbled market square. The Grassmarket's name comes from hosting weekly horse and cattle markets. Peerless has very reasonable prices given its location. They make their own focaccia bread on site for their sandwiches, which are reasonably priced at £4.95. They also do daily specials. Recently they had a homemade brie and mushroom Spanish omelette. Yum! The next stop on the itinerary is the National Museum of Scotland, which is free to get in. Tickets need to be booked in advance and we recommend around 2:30 p.m. for your visit. Take the route to the museum via Grassmarket and Candlemaker Row. You'll come to the small beloved statue of Greyfriars Bobby, the wee Skye Terrier who became famous in the 19th century for spending 14 years guarding the grave of his owner John Grey. The tale of this wee dog is so heartwarming that Walt Disney decided to make a film about it in 1961. Opposite the small statue, you'll find the National Museum of Scotland. This is the UK's most visited attraction outside of London. It really is a world of discovery all under one roof, and it's suitable for all ages. Your journey will start in the spectacular light-filled atrium called the Grand Gallery. You can travel back in time through Scottish history, or you can view the famous Lewis chess pieces used in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. You can also get up close with hundreds of fascinating animals in the natural world. The museum is the first museum or gallery in Scotland available to explore online via Google Street View. The museum is open until 4:30 p.m. and after this time there aren't really many attractions open, and those that are not open on a daily basis. Unfortunately, our favourite ghost tour is cancelled, otherwise we would have recommended a tour of Edinburgh's underground vaults. If and when you do get the opportunity once COVID restrictions are lifted, you really should go on one of the ghost tours. A costumed character takes you into the vaults under the city and shows you another spooky side to Edinburgh's history that you wouldn't get with an overground walking tour. Also, in Tier 3, many restaurants are closed through the week and are only opening at weekends. When they are open, the last entry is 5 p.m. and COVID rules state customers must be off the premises by 6 p.m. So if you are following this itinerary on Saturday or Sunday, you will be able to have an early dinner after your visit to the museum. We recommend booking for 4:45 p.m. Due to the attractions being cancelled or places only opening on certain days, there are 4 ways you can conclude your day. Here is your first option. If following this itinerary on Saturday or Sunday and you would like to sit in a restaurant for an early dinner, then head to Bertie's or Mariachi on Victoria Street. This is one of Edinburgh's prettiest streets. Bertie's speciality is proper fish and chips. It's a classic fish and chip shop inside a beautiful restaurant setting. You can even try a battered Mars bar in here. It's £10.95 for their proper fish and chip speciality. Light bites start from £5.50 for haggis spring rolls. We know it isn't Scottish, but the food and service is so good in Mariachi that we had to put it on the itinerary. It's the best Mexican restaurant we have been to. It's a family-run restaurant serving family-style dishes, simple street food and Tex-Mex favourites. We can vouch that their fajitas are amazing. Prices start at £4.50 for a small dish of nachos and go up to £10.95 for a Tex-Mex favourite. Both of these restaurants also offer takeaways after 5 p.m. The second option is for those with a sweet tooth. The Chocolatarium on Cranston Street, just off Canongate, is hosting tours of chocolate where you can learn lots of facts about chocolate. You will be tasting chocolate and you will even be given the opportunity to be a chocolatier. The tours start at 4:30 p.m. 4 days a week, which includes a couple of days during the week. The tours are £19.50 for adults and £12 for children. They also cater for vegan diets. The days the tours are taking place are not set, so we have included access to their calendar for you to browse on our resources page. If you haven't filled yourself up with chocolate, the tempting Tatty takeaway is around the corner in Jeffrey Street. They serve scrummy baked potatoes with over 20 fillings to choose from. If you pre-order your Tatty online and collect, you will currently get 20% off your order. Prices start at £5.50 for a baked potato with a filling. Our favourite is the Chinese chicken curry. The third option is for those of you who are not easily spooked. After the museum, head over to Greyfriars Kirkyard, bearing in mind it will be dark if following this itinerary in the winter months, so make sure you have enough light to avoid any mishaps. As you would imagine, this place is open for 24 hours, so there are no limits on times or days that you can visit. We have included a map of the layout of the kirkyard to show you the location of the tombs and monuments. As you enter the kirkyard, the resting place of wee Greyfriars Bobby is ahead of you, and if you head right, you'll find the grave of his master, John Grey. If you fancy a quick bite to eat after you visit the graveyard, then just pop round the corner to Let Me Eat Too Cafe. It's just 1 minute walk away from the entrance of the graveyard. They are open every day until 6 p.m. It has a lovely relaxed feeling and they do a huge selection of paninis, wraps, salads, warming soups, sweet treats and hot drinks. Paninis are £4.45. Our favourite is the chicken, smoked bacon and mozzarella. The fourth and final option is to head home or back to your accommodation after you visit the museum. In Scotland, many people, including ourselves, order from Just Eat. This is a really good option if you want to eat later and have food delivered direct to your door. Just type in your postcode of where you are staying and your cuisine options will appear. Do pay attention to the reviews to feel reassured you will be delivered quality, tasty food. Place your order, pay online, and you will be given an estimated time of arrival. Sit back and wait for your food to arrive. As we mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is our first video itinerary. Please like it if you found it useful. We'd love to hear your feedback about this video, or tell us what Scotland video itinerary you would like to see next in the comments section below. Our next video itinerary is how to enjoy a free day out in Edinburgh. If you'd like to see this video and get a copy of the itinerary and map, then subscribe to our channel so you don't miss it. We'd love you to be part of the clan so we can keep up the good work of helping you experience the best of Scotland. See you soon and haste you back.